speaker of the day is Matthew. He's going to talk about open data for better decision making.
Cheers, well thank you very much. I see I've been demoted to my PDFs, so I can't promise any fancy animations. But thank you, yeah, I'm Matthew, I'm from Open Data Durban, which is a very young non-profit tech startup in Durban that's trying to promote civic hacking and the use of data and technology to kind of improve things in Durban, but also encourage that kind of activity across the country. And it's really lovely to be able to speak at the end of this particular session. I do realize that I'm in my own way at getting beer, so I promise I'm not going to take too long. But this session has had some really great topics. The first thing starting off with a very lovely keynote on community, moving into open source software, and then ending up with the use of open data sets. So it kind of captured all the the cool points that I'd actually quite like to talk on. And it also was the first time I heard PHP and cool in the same sentence. So yeah, it was very, very exciting. So just to set the scene of where open data might be useful is that we very much live in the data age. One of the biggest buzzwords at the moment is big data, which I think very few people actually know what big data is, but in just this session there have been two people talking who clearly do know what big data is. But we're barraged by information. And I always enjoy these plots of what happens in an internet minute. To think that Amazon is making $204,000 in sales, people are swiping nearly 1 million times on Tinder, we're basically just buying and dating. And now stepping into the rise of the Internet of Things, we're under this inundation of data from every possible angle. And we run the risk of data hubris, where we're just like, all we need is data and we can answer everything. We get the data, and in that data we will find things. And that's not always the case, because big data, while we no longer have to compromise on the type of data sets we can use, there are certain caveats. The first is that big doesn't always mean useful. See, I always believe one of my PhD advisors told me that garbage in gives you garbage out. So just because you've got a ton of beautiful data, you plug it into an analysis, it might still be junk if it was junk going in. It's expensive. It's slow compared to small data, and I'm a huge fan of small data. Don't infer something if you can actually just get the information right off the bat. I think we found ourselves in a generation where we think, great, I can figure everything out, but it's only going to be a probability. Why figure out something if you can go and ask the person exactly, or directly gather the data yourself? And even if you do have this powerful inference model that you needed to do, what is your reference? How do you know it was correct? What do you compare it against? What is your training set? What is your testing set? So in this age where we can use so much information, it is useful we do still need a guided hand in everything we do. And fortunately, civic technology and open data can provide one of these leverages. I'm not going to say that it's a cure-all to everything, but we have seen the rise of the open data movement, and this is just on data.gov, because the US government really embraced, among some of the silly things that are happening right now, they've definitely embraced, under the Obama administration, the sense of a need for collection of data, the provision of open data. The UK government did it as well with the Open Knowledge Foundation providing the CCAN platform that a lot of things run off. But you can just see this rise in that when data.gov was launched, it had 47 data sets in 2009. 2016, there are over 190,000 data sets that have been carefully worked on, manicured, uploaded, probably to different degrees. But the powerful thing is that going forward into this data age, we can use these open data sources to provide good reference points for the types of problems we want to work on. I just want to encourage everyone to, when in doubt, if you need some data sets, just Google open data repositories. Go and look at the kinds of sets that are available, and just see there might be something you might be wanting to now have to spend hours planning or days doing an analysis and getting the right model when somebody might have just done it, and rather put your excellent minds on a problem that hasn't been solved or a data set that hasn't been gathered than reinvent the wheel in a way. And this movement is starting to happen in South Africa. One of the things of opening data is the ability for anybody to work with it. And I see people using Shiny, some great talks in the session using interactive little apps where people can go and play with the data, explore the data. That's opening data, and it's really, really cool. And we've seen some fun examples by Code for South Africa, who are actually based in Cape Town. They do a lot of really cool work, and if you guys are interested in open data, I'd really and are in Cape Town, go check them out. If you're in Durban, come chat to us. I don't know if anybody knows of WasiMap. WasiMap was a tool that was built to explore the census. The census is a extremely hard-gathered data set where people have had to go around and ask millions of people questions. And it's really interesting data. And WasiMap's been set up that allows you to both query and explore the census data, which is really cool. We've now also seen government jump on board this bandwagon with municipal money, which was released by a combination of Stats SA, Treasury, and Code for South Africa built the infrastructure, where they've now opened up an API to all the municipal budget data in the country. That's now available. Anyone can access it. And these are the kinds of things that are starting to happen in South Africa. We're starting to get government buy-in. And if that can be sustained and we can start to provide this open movement of data across our community, you can imagine excellent programmers like yourselves being able to come in and now really hack in a good way. I use the good form of hack, not the malicious type, to really hack society, hack your city, really start to answer some of the questions. The government can't answer all the questions. It's probably good to give them a bit of a helping hand. And this is some of the stuff we're working on. This is just a little platform that I've been building on one of our projects where we can now leverage multiple data sources together. So this is going to pull in information from the South African Cities Network, WasiMap, municipal money, your own data sets, and provides just a platform where people can start to combine data. And I'm not trying to sell this as a platform. I'm just saying these are the kinds of movements we're wanting to work in. It's the ability to help people get access to all this open information. If there's other things that you guys can think of to do that, that'd be awesome. And our final big push is to try and move towards an idea of open research and open collaboration. So one of the things we're putting up is it's a demographics analysis system. People are trying to figure out migration data across South African cities and wards. Because South Africa is now at the point where our death rate has matched our birth rate, which means movement of population across the country is entirely due to migration, not increase of the population. And we're using this as an opportunity to put up a new model and have anybody come and comment, edit, upload, suggest improvements, and we would really like to start to see these sorts of things cropping up. It doesn't have to be by us. If you guys want to do it, that would be awesome. I just really would like to encourage you guys to either look at the kind of data sets that are out there, or if you're interested, share the amazing information that you guys are working on every single day. If you think it can be opened up, you can't imagine what somebody else might be able to do with it. And hopefully we can try and move forward in a sense of working together on these collaborative efforts so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel multiple times. We can all learn from each other and hopefully come up with some really cool solutions. So if you would be interested in chatting about this, if you'd be interested in contributing information, or you just want to join a cool community, communities are definitely great, as Steph said, please chat to me. Thank you very much.